Hey there, this is Akshat Nandan and welcome back to the part 2 of creating a TechNewz application using Flutter and this news API. So in the previous part, we just discussed about what is this API and what results you get in the JSON format by using this API in the Postman. And now in this video, I'll be showing you what are the further steps and how I'm going to design my project, complete Flutter project, and how you should also design your project and all the dependencies that we are going to add in the pubspec.yaml, right? So we are going to learn it today. Before starting, if you are new on my channel, you can like my video, subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on the social media links in the description. And you can see that I create something amazing on my Instagram, and you can get a lot of things to learn from my Instagram page. So you do follow. And now let's start the TechNewz application. So now as you can see that I am on my pubspec.yaml, and if I just increase the font size, you can see that in the dependencies, I have added this Google Fonts because I want to use some creative font. I don't want to use that default font. And then I have this HTTP, right? So this HTTP package is a package which is used for creating the API request, right? So then we have the cache network image because as you can see that we have a lot of images in our apps, and I don't want to, whenever I scroll down, right? So I don't want that whenever I come up, all the images should be loaded again, right? Once an image is loaded, I don't want to load it again. That's why I want to put that in the cache memory, right? So that's why I'm going to use a cache network image. The use case of this will be soon discussed, how you are going to use it and how implementation is done. And then we have the URL launcher because whenever I click on any news style, you can see that I get this read full article, right? So using this URL launcher, you can redirect the user from your app to another application, right? So for that thing, we have this URL launcher. Perfect. So this was all about the pubspec.yaml. Now let's move on to how to create a project structure. Whenever you are creating a Flutter project, it's not like that you will be put anything anywhere, right? In the main.dart only you will write everything, right? So now in this project, I'm going to tell you how to create a proper project structure. So if you can see that over here, I have this lib folder, and in this lib folder, I have created 4 folders, right? I have the backend folder, I have the components folder, I have the pages folder, I have the utils folder, right? And I have the main.dart, right? So in this backend, we have only one file, that is functions.dart. And in this functions.dart, we have the function which is going to create a API request, which is going to get all the data. Fine. I hope you are getting it. Now, after this backend, we have the components. Now, in this components, I'm going to put the small, little widgets, right? The app bar, and then I have the bottom sheet, then other component like small widgets I have put in this components.dart. Then this news box. News box is nothing but this simple tile. So I have called it news box. Then we have the search bar. This is the search bar. So these are the small components which I have put in a different files in this components folder, right? So that everything should not be get mixed up. Then I have the pages. And the pages I have only single page app. So this will be containing only one file, that is home.dart, right? So in this home.dart, everything we are going to cover. Don't worry. Then last folder that comes is a utils folder. Now this utils means the utilities, and in this utilities I have colors. So whenever you are using some colors, it's not like that you will be using uh, different colors in your application every time, right? So some colors are constant, right? The primary color, and then we have the black color or a dark gray color, your custom white color. So these colors are like constant, right? So that's why I have put all the colors that I'm using in the application in this colors.dart. Then I have the constants.dart. So in the constants.dart, I have all the constant values. Now again, I have the key.dart. So in this key.dart, you can see that I have my API key. You have to use your own API key, right? So this is also going to remain static, and I have to use it in my function. That's why I have defined it as static, right? So using this static, you can access this variable key in any of the other classes, right? So that's why I'm using this static keyword. Now next thing is the text. Now this text file which is created in this utilities is for creating a custom text, right? I don't want to use Google Fonts everywhere. Whenever I write a new text, I don't want to use a Google Fonts. That's why I've created a simple class, and in this class I have defined Google Fonts once, and I'm going to use this class every time I'm going to create any text. So if I just give you an idea about this text, you can see that I have this modified text, and in this modified text I have defined it is this class is a modified text, and it is going to take the text, it is going to take the size, and it is going to take the color, right? So once, and I have also used the bold text because every text will not be bold. That's why I've defined a different class for the bold text. And this bold text also takes a text, it takes a size, it takes a color, and then it returns. And this modified text also, it returns the Google Fonts dot Lato font, and it gives me the text in the text widget, and it returns the color that the user has defined as we have given it over here, and the same font size that user has defined or the programmer is defining, right? And the same thing is for bold, but in the bold we have defined font weight dot bold, and this bold text widget will be used whenever I wish to write a bold text, and this modified text will be used everything everywhere else, right? So this by using this, I'm going to get the Lato font text everywhere. I'm going to use the text. So I hope you are getting it till now. So, and now let's see, key dot dart is also done, text dot dart is also done, constants dot dart, I've told you that. Now let's see the constants dot dart. So in this constants, all the constant values I'm going to store, and in this I'm storing an image URL. As you can see, this is an image URL, and this image URL I'm going to use for the purpose. Let's say the API is not providing me some image, maybe some null value it is providing me, or by error some image URL is not loaded. That's why it is going to give me an error. To nullify that error, to remove that error, I'm going to define a sample image. So whenever my image will not be provided by the API, I'm going to show this image. And this image can be an error image or image not loaded image, right? So this kind of image I'm not able to see anywhere. I think API is providing everything. But for the worst case scenario, if the API is not able to provide any image URL, then I'm going to use this image. I'm going to show you where I'm using it, right? And the colors. So in the colors, as you can see, I have defined a class app colors, and in this app colors I have the primary, I have the light white, I have background color, I have black, I have white, I have dark gray. So this primary is going to remain my primary color. You can use this primary color for buttons, for simple logo text, right? So this is the primary color. Then I have the light white. Instead of defining the white for this news, as you can see in the TechNewz, I have defined white, light white, right? So that to give a little good look. And I have the background color. So this is this black color which you can see is not exactly black. It is of this color, right? This color code, so that it should not look exactly black. So this is the background color. This is the black. This is the white. This is the dark gray. And this dark gray also I'm using it in the bottom sheet. I'll show you. Or I think this is the search bar is of dark gray color. Fine. So I'm going to use these colors. Now coming to the end of this video, let me show you the main.dart. And in the next video, we will be moving on by creating the API request and designing the home page, right? So let's see main.dart last part. And so in the main.dart, I have defined nothing. I have defined a void main function. I've defined a simple class my app. Then in this app returns a material app, and this material app, you can see that I have removed the banner, which is shown over here, red color debug banner that I have removed. And the brightness, first of all, in the theme I have defined theme data. So I'm designing a dark theme app, that's why I've defined brightness.dark. I have the primary color, and the primary color I have defined app colors.primary. Now this app colors is the same class which is used over here. Now I have defined all these colors as static. If I don't define any color as static, let me just remove static. You can see that in the main.dart it will give me an error, and it will say that primary can't be accessed, right? So that's why I have to define all these colors as static so that I can access them from any class. Fine. So in this, so this primary color of the app will be given to this app colors dot primary, right? And I'm using the dark theme. And the last, I'm defining home as home. So this home page we are going to design in the next part. I hope you like this video. Till the next part, keep coding, keep innovating, and thanks a lot.